I don't think I gotta keep my voice down, but I don't think I mentioned this in my special ed video. I feel pretty ridiculous if I didn't. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Okay. I said vaguely in that video that I got kicked out of high school or something like that. Or after I got kicked out of high school, I went to, I'm sorry, I just realized how quick my facial hair just grew. Like, over. Okay, anyways. Um, I went to a special ed school after I got kicked out of high school. I got kicked out of high school. I don't know if I can get into it on YouTube, basically, in a nutshell. Um, I had an issue. Okay, so, I was just messing around with some girl that I used to know, in school, you know. I was just like, we were just teasing each other and stuff like that in the cafeteria, but, like, she was cool with it, you know what I mean? Um, that's not the part that I have to censor out. The pieces that I have to censor out was, you know, there was this kid, you know, um, I guess, I don't know, like, he knew her or something. I know it's getting a little bit off topic. That's not. He knew her, and he, I guess, wasn't aware that it was just joking around and stuff like that, and he was just very angry with me and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So basically, in a nutshell, something happened between me and the dude. You might hear my dad making noise in the background. I apologize. Okay, I don't really want to get into it, but something happened between me and the dude and in the cafeteria, and I got kicked out. I got kicked out, not him. So something happened, a conflict happened, and then I got kicked out. But anyways, I went to this special school because of that, special education school. I don't really have that much memory of it. The only thing that I remember is a lot of the kids, believe it or not, came off as pretty neurotypical. They weren't, but they came off as pretty average. I mean, they weren't like, the stereotypical. I'm trying to be nice here, but a lot of them were not like that. A lot of them were just a little bit different. So they could just easily pass off as average. I don't want to say normal, but like average, kind of like me. I can pass off as like average. But there were some troubled kids. Sometimes they would. I actually kind of made a song about this on one of my old, not Johnnyism, but one of my old music projects. I actually kind of like talked about this on one of my old music projects about how, like, some of these kids, they would get kind of, they would have fits. You know what I mean? They would have like these like fits of rage and stuff like that, and they would, I've had multiple instances of students doing this even outside of the special ed school, even when I was in the normal, the average school, for even in those schools, in special ed classes, in the average schools, there'd be kids that would, get aggressive. They would be aggressive with objects. Like, they would throw out, kind of like Psycho Kid from McJuggernuggets. You have to look up McJuggernuggets, Psycho Dad, kind of like that. Or Angry Grandpa on YouTube. Kind of like that. They would just like throw stuff like desks and just random stuff, and they'd be like, "Whoa." And I used to do that too, but I don't think I got that from them. But I don't think I did that as much as them, or I don't know. But yeah, and then yeah, I wasn't really there for that long. I ended up dropping out. That was literally the reason why I dropped out, because I just didn't really feel comfortable. Sorry if the lights are flickering. I don't know if the lights are flickering. It's the camera that's messing up the. I don't know, but yeah, I just didn't feel comfortable. Like, a lot of the kid, you know, there was one kid that was schizo. He had schizophrenia. He was pretty cool. He wasn't or anything like that. He wasn't. I don't recall him being like or like angry or anything like that, like the other kids. But I think he had a weird eye or something was wrong with his eyes, or I don't know. Like, I gotta keep my voice down. But he was, but okay, but he was into like black metal, and he listened to Cradle of Filth. I know Cradle of Filth is not black metal, the more extreme metal, but he would be like, here we go. He would do the inhale scream, which I sometimes do that. You know. But he would hear voices. He would hear voices, so he would like talk to himself. I don't know what the voices were saying because I can't hear it, and he didn't really tell me what they were saying, but yeah, that was interesting. I didn't really talk to him that much. He saw things too, so he did have it wasn't just auditory hallucinations, it was also visual hallucinations. His was complex. See, I have visual hallucinations too, but they're more simple. Now I don't know if my simple hallucinations are truly schizophrenia because they are just simple colors and shadows. But his was like fully formed, which is more traditionally that's schizophrenia. Whereas if you're seeing colors, that's probably epilepsy. I think I might have epilepsy or some kind of seizures. I think I'm having seizures or something. Because I keep seeing colors, and my eye doctor says my eyes are fine. So I don't know. But anyways, he saw this. He would see this woman outside of the school. Her name was Shawika, which is very weird because it sounded like Wicca, like the it's similar to paganism. Like I found that interesting, and then some girl was like Shawika. That's a weird name, like SHA. I assume WICCA or CKA or I don't know. I don't know if he was in. I don't know if he believed. I don't know if he believed in any of that magical stuff. I don't know if he was a Satanist or occultist. I don't know if he was. He was pretty for someone with schizophrenia. He sounded more schizotypal, with his beliefs, but he was schizophrenic because he heard voices. He was goth. He called it something. It was weird. He said, "Oh, neo goth." Like that's how he put it. That's very weird. Like I've never out of all the goth people that I've never met anybody that has referred to it like that. I had to look up what that was. It sounded kind of controversial. That sounded. I had to research it before. That's why I had to cut the video because it sounded kind of controversial. You know what I mean? That's why I didn't want. I wanted to make sure that I could actually say that word, but it's not. It's not bad or anything. It just that was just weird. Apparently it's like I think neo goth is like gothic, like original goth, like the Victorian era goth. I think that's what he meant. But he didn't really dress like that though. But that's how he put it. But okay, whatever. It was really weird. Okay, well, let's move on from that kid because I don't remember that much. I don't even remember what his name was. Any of these kids. There was another kid that was emo, which was funny because in my like middle school I was emo, but then as soon as I got into no middle school I was like mall goth, like new metal. Like I have someone on my YouTube called I could say his name. We're friends. Well, acquaintances actually. Isolate 937. He's not goth or mall goth. He's not, but he's into the new metal stuff. And I was a mall goth. I was a mall goth. There's two kinds of new metal fans. There's the ones that would they would just kind of like dress in baggy clothing, kind of like more on the Limp Bizkit looking, Fred Durst looking dressing looking for new metal. That was a new metal style, and then the second kind of new metal style was the Corn like black t-shirts, Slipknot black t-shirts, Cold Chamber, which is a band. You have to look up the members of Cold Chamber. That's how I dressed up. I didn't have any spikes or anything, but I would dress up like that, all black, and like Marilyn Manson, kind of like what I mean. Like I was mall goth, but I would listen to new metal and stuff like that. Um, that's originally what I was, and then it became emo, but it wasn't like true emo. It wasn't like Midwest emo, or It wasn't emotional hardcore or anything like that. It was the improper emo of like My Chemical Romance, like like the incorrect version of emo. I don't think I knew about the correct version of emo in middle school, which is kind of funny because I was on the edge of kind of being aware of the proper version of goth. I knew about The Cure in middle school. I don't know if I knew about Sisters of Mercy. I'm pretty fucking sure I was. I'm pretty fucking sure, dude, I was aware of Sisters of Mercy in middle school or high school. I have this vague memory of listening to their music on the bus. But then again, that could have just been after I got out of school and I discovered, I don't know. This is not supposed to be about me. But I was an improper goth and an improper emo. But then when yeah, I was an emo in middle school, and then high school I started becoming like I think a proper goth. No, actually I started becoming a proper goth in 2014. That was like way after I dropped out. So I was still kind of improper goth. I was listening to the band Him, HIM, Finnish band, which they're I guess you could argue that they're gothic metal. I guess you could, but I don't know. But and I would talk to this emo kid, and it'd be like, I used to be emo like you. I think he had dyed hair or something. I don't know what the colors were. Like, maybe it was two toned, like how I draw my album covers. I think it was like black and purple or black and red, or I don't know. I don't know what his hair was, but I would tell him that I used to be emo like you, and now I'm like goth. And even though I wasn't like truly goth at that, I was okay, whatever. But he was cool. Um, I don't really remember the other kids. They all just came off as just preppy and normal and boring. No offense, but yeah, man, I don't know. But yeah, I had to drop out because and there was this other kid. Um, he farted in class or whatever, and everyone thought it was funny. And I don't know what his deal was. I don't know. He seemed pretty normal. I don't know if he was high masking, autistic, Asperger's or something. He added me on Xbox 360 one time. We didn't really talk that much. Maybe I could still remember what his. I think I still remember his Xbox tag. It was like. I'm not joking. I think it was like "Do It Up" or something weird like. I don't think he goes by that. I don't. It was like "Do It Up" or it was, um, "Go Up" or something weird like that. He probably changed it by now. This is like 10, 20 years ago or something. I don't think he's gonna get mad at me if I'm telling him about his Xbox tag. That's so vague, anyways. Do it up or something about going up or something. I don't even remember what it was. I don't think he was weird, but maybe I perceived him accidentally as weird, or I don't know. Oh, dude, I should make a whole video about my Xbox 360 days. I had a lot of shit shows with Xbox 360 and the people on there. Maybe I shouldn't make that video. But I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I remember the school computer and stuff like. Sorry about the light. I remember the school computer. I downloaded a song on the school computer. I downloaded. I don't think I deleted it. Okay, I downloaded. I like it because I like new metal and rap metal and alternative metal. There's a band called Adema, not edema like the medical condition, but there's a band called Adema with an A. There's a song called Immortal. Like, I was so into like that song specifically, even though I didn't really check out the band's other songs really. The only two songs I knew back then was "Giving In" and "Immortal," and I didn't really check out their other songs for some weird reason, but I downloaded that song "Immortal." I made a music video on my old YouTube channel. Uh, you know, I had many YouTube channels. I don't know which one it was, but yeah, whatever. But I don't think I deleted the song off the school computer, so I think it's probably like if they still have that computer, that song's probably on the computer or something. I don't know. I had iTunes back in the day and shit like that. I don't really use iTunes anymore. I just listen to music on YouTube or I can do. I think Amazon has music. Amazon. I remember when Tool's Fear Inoculum came out. I purchased their songs digitally through Amazon, Amazon Music or whatever. I stopped using iTunes. I think because I forgot the password or I don't know. No, again, no offense to Apple Music and iTunes. I got no beef. Sorry, my mom coughed. Gotta keep my voice down. I still live with my parents. That's the thing about being disabled. Is that I'm 31 years old, by the way. My name is Johnny, obviously. I'm mentally and physically disabled, in case you don't know. I still live with my parents. I'm a virgin. It sucks, dude. I can't. Okay, I don't want to get off topic with that. I'm sorry, because my mom coughed. I gotta get my voice down. I don't know where I left off, but yeah, I have no issues with Apple Music or iTunes or anything like that. I don't put my music on there, but because I make music. But I'm getting off topic. But yeah, I don't think I deleted that. I downloaded that song on the school computer, but I don't think I deleted it. I think it's still accidentally on the computer. I don't know. That was like 10 years. It was like 20 years. I don't know. That was like years ago. I'm like 31, so that was like a year, like whatever. But yeah, I dropped out. The I assume they knew about my autism diagnosis and ADHD, but I felt like I was going through more than just that, and I still do to this day, but psychiatrists are not really giving me any accurate answer as to what's wrong with me. The only updated version as to what's wrong with me as an adult was schizoaffective, which I don't really relate to, but I guess maybe that I am. I don't really hear voices. I'm more prone to visual hallucinations and tactile feeling hallucinations. Sometimes I don't have hallucinations at all. So, um, I thought I was schizotypal personality disorder, but I guess not. Like no doctor thinks I have that. Like I try to get that diagnosis so many times, and no one they don't believe me. I don't know. I was avoidant personality disorder listed off. I don't really relate to that. I think I just have traits of that. I don't know. I don't even really think I have autism. I don't know. But I obviously had some kind of something was wrong with me extra. I was a little bit extra in the school. I know they're not psychiatrists, but obviously I had some other shit and they didn't really like care. And the principal was like, "Are you sure you want to drop out because your grades are doing good?" And I say, "Yeah, I mostly got B's. Like, even though I'm a special ed student, I mostly got B's, which isn't too bad. So I guess I wasn't too bad at school. But I don't know. I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. I was sick of the students and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I could have graduated, but I don't think it would have mattered. I could get I could still probably go back to school and get my GED. I don't even know if they even call it GED anymore. But I don't think it would be worth it because I'm on Social Security disability. What an education, like, what's the point of getting an education? And I don't know, I'm kind of just rambling. Yeah, I always hated school. I always hated the people. Like I always just didn't like. I just well, how do I say this? I didn't really like the people there. Like in any of the I hated all the schools that I went to, and a lot of the people there I just didn't like them. I think it's just because I just don't like people in general. I don't know, but yeah, it's just my life. Yeah, I kind of didn't really want to make this video anyways because I've been going through some health stuff. I don't know if I want to make a video about that. I don't know. I think I have an appointment tomorrow with my heart doctor. I think what I should do is, okay, I had some weird, I know this is a little off topic. I had some weird symptoms yesterday. Um, I think what I should do is just, okay, so talk about it with my heart doctor, let you guys know what he thinks. I went through some scary shit yesterday. So I think instead of making a video talking about it, I think I should just add it. I should just make a video talking about how my heart doctor appointment went and then add it to that video of how I was yesterday or I don't know cuz I'm going to end this video